Hi guys. Oh my god, there's nothing as awkward as filming something for YouTube or anything for that matter. Well, Mina, I get awkward even like talking to someone on video call. I feel like it's so awkward, maybe because I like to keep to myself. I like to hide myself. So now that I'm filming this, I'm like, okay, no. I'm already awkward, so who is gonna watch me when I'm this awkward? Who's gonna want to stay after the 1 minute or 50 seconds that we are always talking about? When I'm this awkward, I'm not so vibey. I'll never be vibey. My kids are always saying, "Oh, Mama, are you so mellow? You're so..." Yeah, I'm that. I'm all of those things. But I have a lot of things to say. And I won't necessarily say the things that I want to say in a vibey personality because I'm not a vibey person. I'm just a very, I think a lot and I have a lot of opinions. And for the longest time, I've hidden that side to myself because I felt people were going to judge me. And to make things worse, I went through a period where I had 2, 3 strokes, not at the same time, but in different like consecutive years. And I ended up now this side. I don't know if you can see. This side does not function as this side. So even if I smile, you will see that um, this side is the side of the lips is not opening as wide as this side. So those things also contributed to my not wanting to be seen and sort of feeling ashamed and feeling a certain way. So basically, and I started this channel last year, I think, and I was doing voiceover, and I hate voiceover. I don't like it, but I was doing it because I wanted to get used to the talking because I don't talk to anyone. Yeah, so I wanted to get, I don't know, talk, I don't have a lot of people to conversate with. I conversate with myself and people on YouTube. So I wanted to get used to the talking, and then I was like, I don't like this, so I'm gonna start doing videos that I can show my face, and I'm gonna post them regardless of who's gonna say what, because regardless of which no one is gonna watch, because people obviously want someone who's polished, they want someone who's very hip, very happening, and whatever, and vibey, and I'm not that. But I'm gonna say what I wanna say, and I'm gonna air my views, and also share my thoughts on certain things, and that is to help me deal with my own issues, basically, that are causing me to want to stay in the backseat and not want to be seen and think the thoughts that I think, and never say them out loud because I feel like I'm going to be judged. I feel like all these kinds of things that might not be true, they might be true, but at the same time, even if they are true, what is the worst that could happen? People are going to drag me also on social media for looking a certain way or speaking a certain way, or not being as polished as the next lady in their 30s like me. What is the worst that could happen? So I decided to do this video as sort of like a test run to myself, not to you guys that are gonna watch, but to myself, and talk about why I started the YouTube channel. It is mostly just to boost my confidence, to be able, and also to boost my people contact. I don't like being around people. I get very anxious. I get very, yeah, I'm sure someone who is an introvert and who doesn't like being around, not because you hate people, but you just don't like and not comfortable, your spirit just does not sit well being around other people, they will understand. But someone who has not experienced that won't understand. I started this channel for that because I want to be a confident person. I want to be brave. Another thing, I don't want to keep hiding anymore. I don't want to keep having opinions that I'm writing down and then, or keeping them in my head and not saying anything about them on social media. And yes, eventually, I would like to make money. Who doesn't? If it happens, if it doesn't happen, I don't think it would happen. Okay, maybe my daughter said, my my 12-year-old, I was thinking how old she is. My 12-year-old said that, no, you mustn't be so negative. Speak positivity into your life. That's another reason that I'm doing this. Because if I keep doing this and people come for me, and then I will just like whatever you're saying and move on. I'm going to try and be positive for them, my kids, and for myself. Because I used to be positive, but then life happened. And yeah, things changed. So yeah, that's why I'm starting this YouTube channel. I don't think I said much of anything, but yeah. Another thing that's bothering me is, why is it that people are not watching people like me? Why are people not watching people that are boring, basically, but have something good and something worthwhile or worthy to say, and something worthy to share if they're doing a vlog, or they do it like a day in the life of kind of thing, or or they doing a podcast that talks about topics that are very relevant, and they building. People don't want that. That's why you see even the smallest podcasts that are starting, people wait before they start their podcast until they have a mic, until we have birds, excuse me, until they can afford makeup, they can afford this, they can afford to go to a studio and film there, which I feel like we should be starting the way Abu G and them started. You start at your backyard, record your podcast with what you have, with your phone if you have to, and build from there. And if you're staying in a back room, you want to vlog, you vlog and build from there, but have people that watch you. Yes, you see people watch people on TikTok. It's easier to grow on TikTok, I feel like, especially with vlogs, from what I've seen. But here on YouTube, it's very difficult. And years later, people are still complaining about how difficult it is to grow on YouTube when you're doing a vlogging channel, or you're doing a podcast, or whatever it is. And I don't understand that. I would like to know why that happens. Are we so fake as people that we don't want to watch people that look like us? We don't want to watch people that have the same struggles as us, unless they look better than us, or they live in better places than we do. Or is it just the YouTubers that I come across then? Like the YouTubers that I come across that have low views. Sorry. Oh, the YouTubers that I come across that have low views, they don't look as polished according to society. They don't have expensive weaves. They don't live in the most expensive communities. Someone who lives Kokasi, when you compare them to someone who lives in Leighton, Pretoria. What part of Pretoria people know most? Like in the east, the far east of Pretoria, the affluent areas, like your maybe Manly, maybe, or Mooikloof, Waterkloof, whatever. Those two people, they can start a YouTube channel with no followers at the very same time, doing the exact same thing, the exact same age, but because the other one lives in a nicer area, chances are they will get more subscribers within a month than the person that lives Kokas. And then we say that we're not fake. Why are you not following the girl that lives Kokas and liking their content? Because people are always gonna say, oh, they're boring, oh, they're not as engaging and enjoyable. It's not that, because the moment that person reaches a certain point in their lives, and they reach points in their lives where they have certain things, you're gonna follow them even though you didn't like them back then, to show that you didn't like them because they reminded you too much of yourself. They reminded you too much of where you come from or where you are. But you decided to watch the other person or their competitor, for lack of a better word, because that one, as much as they were going through what you were going through, they didn't remind you of the things that you are going through or the things you went through. They basically showed you the possibilities of life. This one, Wakokasi, reminds you and shows you the disappointments that life has, no matter how much you try to do right, no matter how much you work on yourself and all of those things. But yeah, I'm done. It's been 8 minutes, 9 minutes now, and I've basically been saying nothing. But yeah, that's me, always saying nothing.